The heavyweight clash between Alexander Usyk and Rico Verhoeven at the Pyramids of Giza marks a historic return of elite championship boxing to Africa. Dubbed Glory in Giza, the bout is widely regarded as the first major world heavyweight title fight on African soil in 26 years, reviving memories of the continent's rich but infrequent history of hosting globally significant boxing events. Africa previously hosted several landmark title bouts that became defining moments in boxing history. The most famous remains the 1974 Rumble in the Jungle in Democratic Republic of the Congo, where Muhammad Ali defeated George Foreman to reclaim the heavyweight crown. Another iconic event was the 1996 heavyweight title fight between Mike Tyson and Francois Botha in Johannesburg, which drew worldwide attention to South Africa's growing boxing scene after apartheid. In 2000, Lennox Lewis defended the heavyweight championship against Francois Botha in South Africa, often cited as the last major heavyweight world title event held on African soil before the Usyk-Verhoeven showdown. Against this historical backdrop, the Giza event represents more than just a title defense. It symbolizes Africa's re-emergence as a host for globally significant boxing spectacles. Set against one of the world's most iconic landmarks, the fight reconnects modern heavyweight boxing with the continent's enduring place in the sport's mythology and global expansion. Alexander Usyk has built an undefeated boxing legacy as a two-division world champion who became undisputed at cruiserweight and conquered heavyweight through elite technique, ring IQ, and victories over top champions. Rico Verhoeven has built an undefeated era kickboxing legacy as the dominant modern heavyweight, using consistency, athleticism, and long-term championship dominance to remain at the top of the sport for years. Alexander Usyk has recently stated that he plans to have only 3 fights left before retiring, with the Rico Verhoeven bout being one of them. He has also mentioned possible future fights against the winner of Dubois versus Wardley and a trilogy bout with Tyson Fury, although he admitted the plan is not 100% final. Following the path of boxing superstars like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua, all of whom embraced crossover or spectacle-style fights beyond traditional championship boxing, Alexander Usyk now enters his first-ever crossover boxing match, after already cementing his legacy at the top of heavyweight boxing. Having fulfilled his mandatory obligations and dominated the sport's elite level, Usyk has earned the freedom to pursue a legacy-driven and financially massive event. The Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven fight at the Pyramids of Giza, Egypt is historic because it is regarded as the first major professional boxing world title bout ever staged at the pyramids. The event combines boxing, entertainment, tourism, and history, making it one of the most visually iconic fight venues ever used in combat sports. Alexander Usyk remains elite at 39 mainly because of his exceptional skill, ring intelligence, conditioning, and technical style, which rely more on timing and movement than raw athleticism. However, age can still reduce recovery speed, reflexes, and durability, making it harder to maintain top performance consistently. Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven is a classic case of elite boxing skill versus elite combat athleticism. Usyk holds the clear advantage in pure boxing, better footwork, ring IQ, angles, timing, and world-level experience against top heavyweights. Rico, on the other hand, brings size, pressure, toughness, and years of elite combat experience from kickboxing. Rico could have success early with his physicality and aggression, but over time, most believe Usyk's technical brilliance would take over. The biggest unanswered question is whether Rico's kickboxing pedigree can truly translate against one of boxing's smartest heavyweight champions. Rico is not being seen as a gimmick fighter, but against a master like Usyk, this is the ultimate test of how far crossover talent can really go in elite boxing. Alexander Usyk has already secured one of the greatest legacies in modern boxing. He became an undisputed cruiserweight champion, unified heavyweight champion, and one of the few fighters to conquer multiple divisions at elite level. Usyk is respected for his exceptional boxing, IQ, movement, discipline, adaptability, and victories over top heavyweights of his era. Against Rico Verhoeven, most observers believe Usyk enters as the clear favorite because of the massive gap in elite boxing experience and technical ability. If Usyk defeats Rico convincingly, it likely extends his legacy by proving once again that elite boxing skill can overcome size, pressure, and crossover athleticism. If Rico were somehow to defeat Usyk, it would be viewed as one of the biggest upsets in combat sports history because Rico is coming from kickboxing rather than a long elite boxing career. The fight is therefore seen less as a risk to Rico's reputation and more as a major legacy moment for Usyk. Either he reinforces his greatness or combat sports witnesses a historic shock. Alexander Usyk is widely seen as the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world due to his undefeated success, elite skill, and dominance across multiple divisions. Because of his reputation and legacy, every fight Usyk is involved in becomes a major global boxing event, with fans eager to see one of the sport's greatest champions perform at the highest level. Glory in Giza represents the biggest challenge of Rico Verhoeven's combat sports career. A chance for an elite kickboxing champion to test himself against one of boxing's greatest modern fighters. The fight has captured global curiosity because fans, including both boxing and kickboxing audiences, want to see whether Rico's elite striking ability, toughness, and championship mentality can truly translate inside a world-class boxing ring against Alexander Usyk.